from Long Island. Kabosh!
I came here telling myself, don't be that dude who's crying like an idiot because you're going to regret it. Well, she had me tearing up within about 2 minutes.
Did she have a birthmark that got lighter? She had like a raspberry. Your mom says that is a kiss from me. Oh my God, I just got the chills.
I think you better sit down for this.
They actually found something in my breast that wasn't there last year.
What we don't want is cancer, and we need to put a needle in to be sure.
I'm really worried. I can't imagine my life without her.
Wow. That's the new season of the Long Island Medium premiering February 19th, which is Sunday. This Sunday at 8 p.m. on TLC. We have her with us today. She also has a brand new book. It's called Good Grief. Heal your soul, honor your loved ones, and learn to live again. That'll be available March 14th. Please welcome her back to the show, Teresa.
Teresa!
Oh, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are the reason why I like doing radio.
Really?
Yes,
Wow,
of course.
That's a lot of pressure. Hope we don't blow it today. Okay.
That's what I say every day, talking to the dead.
Wow. Okay. That's what I said to my lady. Hey. All right. Go, hold on. Watch out. Nobody got that?
Uh-oh, we got jokes this morning.
Okay.
Look out.
Now, Teresa immediately came into the room. Fat Man Scoop was joined us with Jillionaire, and you caught a reading when you were over there with Jim and those guys, right?
Yeah.
And what did you sense?
I sensed there were several souls that stepped forward, but there was a mother energy that stepped forward, and she told me that she passed from something down in the stomach area, and it was some type of cancer or a disease. And when I came in, that's what Scoop had said, that his mom passed of ovarian cancer.
Of ovarian cancer.
Yeah.
Are you catching any energy in the room
I
right now?
always catch energy. Were you here the last time when I was here?
Wonder?
Yeah, I'm always here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my!
Oh, I don't know what that meant.
Right, that was seductive.
But it's interesting when I walk and like souls follow me. There's this young man that young for me is anyone that left the physical world before we feel their time. And it's a young man, and he tells me that he died of something of the throat. So he had to have either hung himself or he had to digest something from the throat.
Anybody? We got a new intern here, Heather. Here, you could listen to this conversation if you know anybody in your circles that experienced that.
Actually, I was sitting here thinking about it. I had a cousin that passed away 5 years ago. It was by an accidental overdose of painkillers.
So digesting something.
Yeah.
But was that from an accident or something that he
had
suffered?
knee surgery. He had a knee surgery, and
because he said I just didn't get hooked on prescription medication. He said it was because of something that happened. That why I was prescribed, I guess, the medication. Because people, get... But is your mom also departed as well?
Yes.
Okay, because she stepped forward and she said, hey, if he's going to talk, I'm going to say something to my daughter. Get out of the way. Your mom talks about her ring. You have her ring? Or was there something about the ring? Your mom, she talks really fast.
Yeah.
Talks a mile a minute, doesn't shut up. See, what I love is when spirit communicates with personality the way that they were here in the physical world before they died, so you know that they truly are at peace. So by this gentleman stepping forward, is your validation that the soul is at peace. That even though he might have passed in a non-traditional way, let's say, that his soul is at peace.
Okay.
But he tells me there was something unique at his funeral or something. Did they play like unique songs or...
Yeah, they played his song. He was a singer.
Oh, he was a singer.
Yeah, he didn't have an opportunity to put his music out. And so they played, he had just recorded a song. And they played the song at the funeral because it never got a chance to be released.
Now, there's no way I could know that.
No.
To validate that his soul truly, truly is at peace. No matter how someone departs, their soul is at peace.
Oh, okay.
Might have lessons to learn. Sometimes we feel that because of the way someone dies that they're not okay.
Right.
And that's why a lot of times souls like that step forward first.
Okay.
Or will be the first ones to step forward.
He was actually my mother's nephew.
Okay. So now you understand why they're together.
That was my mother's sister's kid. And his mother is also departed.
Was there someone that didn't know their father or they were adopted?
Okay. I wasn't adopted, but but I didn't grow up with my father.
Okay. But they have to then be departed.
2009.
Okay. So that would be the father that I picked up. Is your father departed?
Meaning, did he pass away?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when I was also in the other room, I did the first soul that I did sense was a father figure. Grabbed my chest, labored my breathing, and then snapped his fingers, which means that his passing was sudden and or unexpected, or we weren't expecting it. Did you find out after when he died? Like, I feel like you found out or after the fact?
I was actually with him.
Okay, who found out after the fact? Or was there something where someone didn't know that he died? Or said something to you?
I don't know.
No, this is somebody different.
Okay.
They keep having me look at you. That's the grunt. That means bitch. Don't get in my energy. That's what that stands for.
Because his father's deceased.
His father's deceased. Okay.
So what happens is, I looked at you first. So what happens is, this is where I've learned how to understand my gift of where I don't. People can say whatever they want about me. I know what I say is going to help someone. So this is why we had other souls step forward to kind of ease out the energy, kind of be like, don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid. Nothing negative is going to happen. I can make things very simple. But I can't explain the energy because I almost feel like I knew him, but I didn't know him. I almost feel like I'm contradicting myself, but that's how I feel. And I felt like I needed to kind of take responsibility for my part in that separation. Does that make sense to you?
I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm sorry.
That's okay. When spirit takes responsibility, they take responsibility for their actions here in the physical world. That might be leaving you with a negative emotion. I wish I went more to see him. Maybe we should have done this. Any should have, could have, would have. Fair enough?
Yeah.
By him taking responsibility for that is letting you know he doesn't want you to carry that burden. Not that you were always right and he was always wrong. It's just him taking that responsibility. And he did want me to take it one step further to say that he was sorry for what he left you with, whatever that may be. You would like hardly have anything of your father's? Yeah, because when spirit shows me one black and white picture and the edges of like are burnt around it, it's my symbol for that we don't have a lot of their physical belongings. We might only have a picture or maybe a wallet or just one thing. Is that correct?
Yeah, I have like his radio, and a couple pictures, yeah.
Can we do this, Teresa? Oh, no, you in this.
Oh, what do you want to do? What is that we're supposed to do? I'm doing me right now.
Do you? Go ahead. Go with it. Flow with it.
Because I just had one thing. I don't know if there was something that you wanted to do in memory or honor of your father or some type of legacy or something that he started. I don't know what this means because I usually don't see this. He showed me like a journal and I started to write in the journal and then it was all blank and I never finished it. So that's why I asked you that. Or were you looking into something about the family? I feel like that there's something that I'm craving to find out. I feel very guarded. So this is what I do. I never will call out or say things because it might be very sensitive for someone. No. That's not what this is about, and I will never do that to be like, holy shit, that was crazy, that was real. I won't do that. So with all due respect, because I read with respect for the souls that have died, but also for us here in the physical world, I feel like that I'm in this contradicting place of where I feel like, you know what, I might not have had a great relationship with him. He might not have been the most amazing father. He wasn't there for me the way that I deserved him to be. But yet, you know what? I want to know about my dad. I want to know what he liked, what he didn't, what parts do I really have of him, and I want to I don't want to feel guilty about that. I don't want to feel bad about that. Like, it's okay to explore that, if that makes sense. I've never said that to someone before, but that's why I think I'm good at what I do. I just say what it is that I feel and I leave it alone. Whether we understand it now, no one's going to admit it. It doesn't matter. As long as I said it, that's all that matters.
Teresa Caputo. I'm going to share something with you when we come back. 888-742-3345. Sway in the morning, Shade 45. There's a book called Good Grief. Heal Your Soul, Honor Your Loved Ones. and learn to live again. Teresa Caputo is here. Some of the points she make is grieve from your soul, trust your intuition about what you need to get through the mourning process. And that includes taking your time. Have faith. Whether you see it as God or just a higher power, understand that there's a greater energy in charge of the world. Spirit shows me that life is not arbitrary. Understand the power of disbelief. Disbelief is natural. You can't believe the person is gone because, in fact, they haven't truly left you. That's powerful. Timing is everything. Spirit says that our destinies are set, and when it's your time, it's your time. Don't agonize over what ifs. You mentioned that earlier. Read the signs. If anything goes on around you that seems odd, weird, different, or like a coincidence, and these things also make you think of a loved one or remind you of that person, please embrace it as a sign that the soul is with you at that exact moment. And so you were talking to us about energy you were feeling in the room, and you were feeling a father figure. And what else? I want to make sure that that's me, though.
Sway, don't be pulling this shit with me now.
Well, you know, when
you get a reading and a curse out at the same time.
I say this. My father, we didn't grow up with my father. I think when I was probably about 2 or 3, my older brother and older sister had a little more experience with him than I. I never held a grudge. You know, I never kind of understood what I might have missed because the people around me provided enough information where I was always a confident kid, and I never saw it as he left.
Right.
But I did see him a few times in my life as I got older. In high school, I saw him. He came to a track meet one time outside of high school. And then in his final years, he got sick. And then my daughter asked to meet him. And that's how I got reconnected with him through my grandmother, who is still here with us, his mom, living in Oakland where I grew up. But we have since, like I spent his final hours with him, watch him take his last breath. He had a massive stroke in the end. The year prior, he had a stroke, and I was able to find him. And I had a chance to sit down and speak with him for hours. And turned out he knew what was going on in my life. I thanked him for the breath he put in my lungs. After he passed, my sister and I, my brother, we've been doing our due diligence to find out about where we come from, to your point, and we've been tracing back that side of the family. One of the things we discovered is that an artist that I've known for over 20 years by the name of E40 is related to me through my father's side of the family. He, too, grew up in the Bay Area. A Bay Area iconic MC. We had no idea. But that came to our knowledge, I think, over this past summer. Yeah. And we both have vowed to go to the family reunion from that side to learn more about that side of the family. A great auntie, my grandmother's sister, recently passed away. And my brother went to the funeral and met a lot of people from my father's side who was telling him that we are the spitting image of our dad and we should come, basically come home to find out more about our father. So this is all happening right now.
Your father acknowledged that. This is what I talk about. There are common things that Spirit might make reference to, and then we can say anyone can say that. But by what your father had me say, that one little sentence was so much more powerful to you in an understanding than just what people heard me say 5 minutes ago. And that's the true validation that your father's soul is still with you and knows what you're doing, and thanking you for that.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you for that. You know, even reading excerpts from your book, Don't Let Blues Get the Best of You. It's normal to feel depressed after a loss, but being depressed forever was never meant to be your fate. Believe that your slump will turn around and that a higher power will help you get there. Laugh. Spirit tells us laughter is the best thing for the soul. It's healing and restorative and can change your energy. These are things I naturally kind of gravitated towards even after not just his death, but I've experienced a lot of death, so you kind of got to create a process for yourself, or like you say, it will tear you apart.
It will.
You know, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
All right.
I also want to thank Teresa and citizens. I know sometimes hearing this in your car, I'm actually getting texts right now for people asking me, like, is she full of shit? Is this for real? Is this what's happening? Literally, you guys may have heard her ask, she said, made reference to me about a ring. And when we played the song, I said, Teresa, what did you mean about a ring? And you asked me about a ring. I said, I'll tell you what's so ironic. My hand to God, I took off my mother's ring last night, the ring that my mother gave me that I had that she left for me. And I put on a ring this morning. It was my grandmother's. And so when you made, I knew. That's why I asked you. So there's no way you could know something like that. So thank you as well. The same thing, because I literally removed the ring this morning that my mother had left for me and put on a different ring.
But it also acknowledges, I always say, this isn't about me. It's your loved ones. They're the ones. The only thing I take credit for is that I allow them to use my physical body.
Yeah.
Do you ever receive information from your loved ones that passed away?
I do.
Yeah. How do you deal with that?
That's hard because I go through, like everyone else says, was I remembering my own experience? Was that wishful thinking? And I've never dreamt of my loved ones that have died. And I just recently shared this with people that I just recently had a dream of my grandmother. And when I pulled up to their house, my grandfather was sitting on the front stoop. And I went in the house and my grandmother was crying. And she looked at me and she says, I want to thank you for coming and saying goodbye. And when I called my mom to tell her, because I was away on tour, my mom told me that morning was the closing, that they were selling my grandparents' house.
Wow.
So I had no idea. I didn't remember that was the exact morning of the closing of the house. And I never dreamt of my loved ones that have died. I don't connect with spirit in that way. So.
Okay. We could take one or two calls. Tracy, you got a question?
Yeah, I'm curious, with all that you do, has it confirmed anything about the afterlife? Like, have you spoken to someone who is in hell? Or do you feel like someone in purgatory or someone who's about to be reincarnated?
Well, as a practicing Catholic, Spirit has never told me, Teresa, it's hot down here, so I go with that. There is no hell.
It's hot. You got any ice, Teresa?
Yeah.
No, that ain't happening. Oh, okay.
But I have seen instances where, let's just use, for example, a murder-suicide, where the person that was murdered will come through, and then the person that actually did the murder, I will see something below, but I can't communicate with them. I can't sense or feel them. So they're just at a level. I don't know if it's purgatory or hell. They're just at a level that I can't lower my vibration to and sense and feel them.
Michelle is on the line from Austin.
Michelle.
Go ahead, Michelle. Good morning. How you doing?
Hi, good morning. I'm doing well. So my question is, how do you deal with the energy? Like you were speaking of energy, hitting you in your chest or in different parts of your body. How do you filter that and go throughout your day? Like, isn't that exhausting?
It's actually exhausting when I don't acknowledge it. That's why when I was saying before, when we were giving the information from the father figures, I didn't even know what these things meant that they were making me feel, but I just explained to you what it is that I'm sensing and feeling. It's actually more exhausting for me when I block it because I'm fighting it. If I just let the energy go through me, say whatever it is that I'm sensing and feeling, then the energy leaves.
Thank you for your call, Michelle. You're a citizen.
Let's wait in the morning.
Carl in North Carolina. I appreciate your patience. I know you've been holding for a minute, Carl. Go ahead. What would you like to say?
Hey, Carl.
Oh, Teresa. Hey, how's everyone? Citizens. Definitely, I just felt that your energy was real, a kinship, and I was just looking for confirmation in anything. And then just hearing that Sway and had to be kind of, we skeptics. By color, we're skeptics, right? And so for you to kind of get confirmation to their life kind of gives me a belief system that there is energy after life.
And I appreciate that because that's actually the reason why I do what I do. It's never about trying to make people a believer in mediums. And I'm not trying to be rude when I say I don't care if you believe in what I do. That's not my goal. I understood. Look, it took me a long time to embrace the fact that I'm the first one to say that I'm crazy talking to dead people. And now who's going to want to come and see a medium? I'm going to do this for a living. Who's going to want to come? I didn't know what it was like to be left with burdens and guilt and not wanting to live after the loss of a loved one. So to be able to restore someone's faith and knowing that there is a higher power, there is more to life than this, than just here in the physical world, and I can't make this stuff up of the things that I'm sensing and feeling, that it has to be something. It must be my brother, my sister, my father. Do you like the way I just plugged my other 2 books?
There you go. Here you go. My brother, my sister, my father. Hey, listen, it's the Long Island Medium. The new season is premiering this Sunday on TLC at 8 p.m. Teresa Caputo is here. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
Okay, and the new book is Good Grief. Heal your soul, honor your loved ones, and learn to live again. I've read a few passages from it. Trust me, it's something you want to get. March 14th.
And Sway, I go on tour on my book tour on March 17th.
Okay.
If there's a show that you guys would like to come to, I'd love to have you as my guest because you guys are always amazing and awesome, and I'd like you to really come and experience and see how I can move thousands of people in less than 2 hours.
As long as you're not reading me again. All right. Hey, listen, citizens, you can continue the conversation with her. Hit her directly on social media at
TeresaCaputo.com.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. We got Getting the Game up next, and we're going to pour a few drinks. Sway in the morning, Shade 405.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.